Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about, of course, is the jab, because the jab is essentially the punch which wins Deontay Wilder this WBC Heavyweight Championship fight. Deontay Wilder was able to use his jab to maintain his distance, and this basically guarantees him the win because, like I said in my prediction video, Bermane Stiverne had no chance on the outside, and Deontay Wilder was able to effectively use his jab and his reach to keep Stiverne on the outside and basically win the fight using the jab. So let's go over to what Deontay Wilder needs to do to win. I think he needs to keep his distance, use the jab. I know he doesn't have the best jab in the world. He definitely doesn't have that Vladimir Klitschko jab, but he needs to, hopefully he's been working on his jab in training, in camp. He needs to use that jab to keep the distance.
Sixth round for Stiverne, but Wilder wants to continue to establish that long left jab. But here he is in the active pace, so maybe
So here we see Deontay Wilder using that lead hand, using his jab to maintain his distance. Of course, using his reach to his advantage, fighting tall, like I said he should do in the prediction video. There you see him use the jab. Now, I do have to say that Deontay Wilder does have a tendency to drop his lead hand after he throws his jab, and this is something that he was able to get away with against Bermane Stiverne, who is a smaller opponent. But against a guy like Tyson Fury or Vladimir Klitschko, I think this is going to be a very dangerous thing to do. So that's something he needs to look at. And of course, here we see Stiverne following Deontay Wilder around the ring, and Wilder just simply pops that jab in his face, which he did consistently. Again, just pops this jab in his face all night long. Now, like I said in the prediction video, Bermane Stiverne had no chance of winning this fight on the outside. So it was absolutely crucial for Deontay Wilder to keep Stiverne on the outside. And as you can see from this very image, Wilder can engage way before Stiverne can actually get close enough to engage. Two things Stiverne, in my opinion, simply cannot do is he can't wait for Deontay Wilder to counter him in the middle of the ring. That's just not going to work because, in my opinion, that's just going to give Deontay Wilder so much opportunity to just go crazy on him, basically. Take away the reach and the distance. Don't wait for Deontay Wilder and don't lay on the ropes and counter. So let's look at what happens in this instance. Here we see Stiverne and Wilder in the center of the ring. Now notice how Stiverne is doing exactly what he shouldn't be doing, which is staying on the outside, patiently following Wilder around the ring and just waiting on Deontay Wilder. This pace absolutely suits Wilder down to a T. And we see Wilder land that 1-2. He's able to get the right hand in between the high tight guard defense of Stiverne, and he goes absolutely crazy. Stiverne takes so much punishment in this instance, and this is just the second round. Now, as you see Deontay Wilder throwing all these punches, it's very important that we remember that all of this begins because Stiverne is just following him around the ring. When you wait on Deontay Wilder, you give him the opportunity to land these big punches, and then he's going to follow up on you, and he goes absolutely crazy, just like I said in my prediction video.
Tentative opening from both men. Literally just feeling each other out with that jab. There's the right hand, that's the big shot. And he goes looking for Harrison straight away. The first punch he's landed has put Harrison down in the corner. First big punch, put Harrison down. Can he get up? Or his leg's going to betray him? He manages to get to his feet just. And the referee stopped it.
So we see the exact same thing in the Audley Harrison fight. Just patiently waits on Deontay Wilder. Now, as you can see, Wilder is able to use block removal techniques to actually create the opening for his money punch, which of course is that powerful right hand. Keep in mind, all of this is as a result of Audley Harrison just waiting patiently on Deontay Wilder and laying on the ropes, just taking his time, very slow pace, which suits Deontay Wilder. And of course, as you can see, Wilder lands this crushing right hand. This is the very last place you want to be in the fight against Deontay Wilder, which of course is on the ropes. Now, Audley Harrison doesn't even occupy Wilder. He doesn't feint. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't give him any different looks. He just waits. This slow pace and the waiting absolutely suits Deontay Wilder. And of course, once he lands that big punch, keep in mind this is the first round. Once Deontay Wilder lands that big punch, here you see him going crazy on Audley Harrison. And this is exactly why this is what I thought he was going to do against Stiverne, and that's what you saw in the second round.
and he hasn't thrown it. Oh, good shot.
Right hand! And Wilder now going on the attack. Stiverne trying to cover up along the ropes.
So we see Stiverne waiting on Deontay Wilder. Like I just said, Stiverne is waiting. Notice that Stiverne is not making use of head movement. Notice that he doesn't change levels. Notice that he doesn't even use his lead hand to occupy Deontay Wilder. Notice how Stiverne never gives Wilder any different looks. All he does is stand in the middle of the ring and wait on Deontay Wilder. And this absolutely suits Deontay Wilder down to a T. And you see how he uses that jab to surprise him. See, with all the time Stiverne has given Deontay Wilder by waiting for him, Deontay Wilder is able to very spontaneously change the tempo or the pace of the fight with this jab. And this catches Bermane Stiverne entirely by surprise. So he's able to surprise him with the jab, and then he follows up with that powerful right hand. And here you see how Deontay Wilder is able to squeeze this right hand right between the high guard defense of Stiverne. Stiverne is now playing catch up because he was initially taken by surprise by the jab, so there's no way he's able to prevent this right hand from actually getting in between his defense. And like I said, once he lands that big punch in the center of the ring, Deontay Wilder is going to absolutely go crazy on you. Now, he does have to be careful the way he came in there because Stiverne had that overhand right. And that's something Deontay Wilder needs to be careful of in the future going forward. But like I said, you're seeing Deontay Wilder go crazy on him once again. You don't wait on Deontay Wilder. That's just not a good tactic. And we continue to see the punishment that Stiverne takes due to the fact he just waits. And then you see that 1-2 punch. And that is the overhand right that Deontay Wilder needs to be careful about as he was coming in there when he was following up. That could be a bit of a situation in the future. And notice how Deontay Wilder makes use of head control to actually create the space while he's working on the inside with Stiverne. As I always say, champions must control their opponents. So off of this head control, we see how Deontay Wilder is able to set up this right hand to the temple. Now here we see the jab which surprised Stiverne. And look at this right hand, look at the technique on the right hand, how he snaps his wrist at the end of the punch. Again, we see the jab. Now look at the power on this right hand, look at the technique and the leverage he gets as he snaps his wrist. Beautiful punching technique. Now we're going to take a look at some of the catching and shooting from Bermane Stiverne. So obviously we see Wilder shoots his right hook, which Stiverne catches. And then we see Deontay Wilder tends to drop his right hand low. And so you see him drop the hand low, which actually creates the opening for the left hook. And then you see Stiverne respond with a beautiful left hook. So I'm just going to get straight to the keys to victory for Bermane Stiverne. I think he needs to start this fight fast. He needs to be aggressive early, bring the pressure to Deontay Wilder, just to test that chin early in the fight, see how it holds up. But the key thing is to get on the inside for Bermane Stiverne. He's not going to win this fight on the outside. Every time Stiverne became aggressive, applied pressure, and tried to get on the inside, he was more effective. See how he used head movement, feints to get on the inside, and he's able to land this left hook. Every single time Stiverne is aggressive, he's more effective. I've noticed that Deontay Wilder has more problems against opponents who bring the pressure and are more aggressive towards him. If you wait on Deontay Wilder, there's no chance you're going to win that fight. Now we see Deontay Wilder using that lead hand to set up his right hand. Notice how he's able to punch in between the defense of Stiverne. A lot of these right hands were actually landing, which people didn't really know. And here you see Wilder, good patience, doesn't take the bait from Stiverne. Shoots that 1-2 combination. Stiverne goes on the ropes trying to bait something from Wilder, and Wilder doesn't take the bait.
Another right hand by Wilder. Stiverne taking the shots of Wilder, but eats another 1-2 that pops his head back. Left hook by Wilder. Instead of talking, Stiverne needs to be defending and punching. And you wonder, as Wilder continues to unload, it's Stiverne taking all kinds of shots.
Alright, so before I end the video, I just want to say how different would this fight have been if Stiverne actually cut the ring off, because he did an absolutely horrific job of cutting off the ring. He would consistently allow Deontay Wilder to beat him to the step. He would consistently provide escape routes and allow Deontay Wilder to just basically circle around him. He would consistently follow Deontay Wilder around the ring, I've never understood how professional boxers don't know how to cut the ring. But so that's why I'm just asking the question, how different this fight could have been if Stiverne actually cut the ring off. With that said, I take nothing away from Deontay Wilder. I picked him to win the fight. I'm happy he won the fight. The heavyweight division is more interesting now than it's ever been. This was an absolutely great win for Deontay Wilder, and we have a new WBC heavyweight champion. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Give me your feedback on the video, and on to the next one. Please make sure you click the red button to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Then check out some of my previous videos, or you could check out one of my more popular videos right now. Or you could do absolutely nothing and go out to the outro music.
We pull out, we show out. Boys fashion